Do you ever wonder why certain movies are simply a disaster? Are they truly garbage? Or perhaps they are misunderstood?
Welcome to the main course of cinematic catastrophe that is Le Crap with your gourmet Chef Bri and Chef Gio.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Lay Crap. My name is Bri.
And Gio.
Oh, and boy, it's one of the most wonderful times of the year, isn't it? And I'm not talking about Christmas.
Nope. Now, as many of you are aware, it's WrestleMania season.
If you couldn't already tell by the thumbnails, including in the Lizzie McGuire episode where our episode artwork is Tiffany Stratton. Yeah, I'm kind of newer to it. Gio's been watching for a little bit, kind of cluing me in the lore and stuff. And we figured since it is WrestleMania season, and since the WWE over its many decades and eras has produced quite a few stars, we figured there has to be at least one movie of, let's just say, questionable quality for us to indulge in.
Yeah, and when I was thinking of like what kind of movie we could do, I was thinking we got to be doing a movie on the franchise. The name on everybody's lips, that man, John Cena.
Dun, 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 boo! John Cena sucks! Also, the other reason why I feel like we kind of lean towards Cena is in the week that we're recording this, Coyote versus Acme got rescued and John Cena's in it, so, it kind of felt topical for us to just look into some of his filmography, particularly his very, very, what was this, the first or second movie he ever did?
No, okay, when I looked it up, he was like a minor extra in another movie before this, but in terms of actual significant screen presence, this was the very first movie that came out with John Cena. And that movie is 2006's The Marine.
One of the reasons I'm looking forward to this, not just because of Cena, but I'm just thinking of a movie 2006, The Marine. Hey, if we're gonna do the 2000s nostalgia, we gotta remember all the parts. So I just remember movies like this and World Trade Center coming out, and I'm like, that was a very specific brand of movie for a period of time. So I'm kind of curious how it stacks up.
Well, we're gonna see. Now, before we get into the movie, I do have a note sheet here about some very interesting little factoids about this movie. So, as I said before, this is John Cena's acting debut, and it's 2006, so don't expect anything on the level of Peacemaker here. All right, so where did this movie come from exactly? So, it was produced under the WWE Films umbrella, which had earlier released The Scorpion King, starring that man, Dwayne, the quote-unquote people's champion, which I looked into it more, and some of the other classics released by this studio included a sequel to Jingle All the Way that absolutely nobody asked for, starring Santino Marella. Oh, God. Oh, God.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that one caught me for a loop when I first looked it up. But so about this movie was first put into production around 2004. And what's interesting is that Cena wasn't the first choice to be the lead. In fact, he wasn't even the second choice. And the same thing kind of goes for the main villain of this movie too. So when this movie was first conjured up, it was originally planned that the titular Marine was going to be played by the god of the what chant, Stone Cold Steve Austin. But unfortunately, he left WWE around this time because of his in-ring retirement and his injury. So that didn't pan out. So The next guy they looked to, they went from the Texas rattlesnake to the viper and thought, why don't we ask Randy Orton? He was a Marine, which he was for a few months before he got discharged for bad conduct and going AWOL, which I would imagine probably wouldn't have gone over well.
Probs not.
So when that went out the window, they went to the franchise, the burgeoning golden goose of the Vince Empire, John Cena. Now, that certain businessman in an office that we don't talk about anymore came to him and said, hey, you want to do something that'll make you famous outside of wrestling? And Cena thought, oh, okay, cool. Which, considering the fact that he was later quoted as saying that he didn't enjoy the process of making this movie, doesn't bode well at all.
Oh, no.
Now, as for the villain of this movie, which I think we should probably just go into the plot a little bit. So basically the movie has John Cena playing as a Marine who has to save his wife from a band of diamond thieves. So now this is the second movie in a row where we have some weird jewel thievery going on.
I love how our episodes somehow have continuity.
Right? It's like, maybe it's the jeweler that he has to fight.
Ooh, in his reboot era.
The jeweler is going to be the villain of the next season of Peacemaker.
God damn it.
God. But anyway. So the villain of this movie was originally set to be played by Al Pacino. But then Al Pacino took one look at the pay for this movie and said, no thanks. Which, hey, that one degenerate business guy being cheap? Who would have thought?
Who would have thunk it? But we should get into this because I'm excited for this because the reveal of this is amazing. So in the villain role, we have John Cena's future MK1 DLC co-star. And who would that be?
None other than the T-1000 himself, Robert Patrick. He is the antagonist in this movie. Which, another fun fact is that Ray Liotta, R.I.P., was also considered for the role before it went to Patrick. I just can't believe that, like, almost 2 decades later, they show up in the same video game together.
I know when I told you that, you were like, oh, Christ, you're right.
God. But yeah, so here we have a seasoned guy in Robert Patrick working opposite a John Cena who is not only new in the acting game, but also still kind of relatively, well, no, I think he would have been in WWE around like 5 years at this point.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's still kind of like babyface because, I mean, he was still prime in his like babyface era.
Yeah, so I think we should also talk about like the interesting timing of this movie. This movie came out at the tail end of 2006. You know what else happened involving John Cena in 2006? ECW One Night Stand. So this was the era where WWE fans were starting to realize, oh God, they're really forcing Cena on us, huh? And as wrestling fans are wont to do, they typically do not react well to when a guy they don't particularly care for is given a big push. And oh boy, this was the peak of the Cena sucks era, and nothing else embodied that more than ECW One Night Stand, which happened 3 months before this movie came out.
Oh.
So what had happened was ECW, for those who don't know, was a hardcore wrestling promotion that was mainly run in Philadelphia.
The greatest city in the world.
But it was primarily situated in the Northeast, ran by Paul Heyman, having a bunch of guys who would go on to have some pretty damn good WWE careers. But ECW was bought out by WWE in about, I think, 2003. They bought the assets. But around this time, they started running more shows and like PLEs to like kind of serve as like an ECW reunion and bring back the guys from that promotion. And oh boy. So the main event of ECW One Night Stand was John Cena defending the WWE Championship against Rob Van Dam. And oh, dear Lord, did these ECW fans let John Cena hear it? Like, they booed like the hell out of Cena throughout, I think, the whole match almost. And like, you know how he does that thing in his intro where he like throws his shirt into the crowd? He did that and then they threw the shirt back at him.
Oh no.
And some of the choice chants that they had for Cena during this match were overrated, same old shit, fuck you, Cena, and the one perhaps most relevant to recent events.
Can we say it together?
Yes.
You can't wrestle.
Oh my God. I just love the timing of this, that like at the time of recording, this is just a few days after that John Cena Cody Rhodes promo battle where Cody closed it off with that. And you could just tell like John was getting like PTSD from that, like, oh God, not again.
Not again.
Oh my God. But yeah, like the point I'm trying to make is that it's really crazy that they chose this time period when people's like resentment towards Cena was like at an all-time high to try to make him a movie star.
Well, I mean, the guy, to quote one Cody Rhodes, that we don't talk about anymore, kind of made some questionable business choices.
Yeah, to put that lightly. Now, as far as this movie goes, it cost like $15 million to make, made like 22 million back. Most of that was from like the video sales.
I mean, that's a pretty decent budget for like an early 2000s movie.
But despite the fact that it wasn't like a blockbuster by any means, we still got 5 sequels out of it.
Which I saw that. I don't know what's more ridiculous, that has 5 sequels or the Scorpion King has 5 movies.
Wrestling movies, I tell ya. And yes, all 5 of the other movies all star WWE wrestlers. The last 4 of them starring The Miz, which, hey, more relevancy. Like, as of the time of recording, last night was Friday Night SmackDown, and during a backstage segment, like with The Miz and Carmelo Hayes and Pretty Deadly, and you know, like The Miz was calling Pretty Deadly like jokes, and so they fired back, "Hey, you want to hear a real joke? The Marine 3." And I thought, oh no, this is a sign. This is a sign, isn't it?
Why is the universe just like always come in our favor? I can't understand it. Like, why can't it be for lottery numbers, but we just get it for like kind of shitty movies?
Yeah, God, I didn't think I'd have like this many notes on like an early 2000s movie like this.
Especially when in full like Murica era, before the recession and everyone just hated everything.
So this, I think, is going to be a step back in time, if it were.
If I could turn back time, I'd play some Green Day about September and PTSD from 9/11. Anyway, I guess we should probably get into the movie. So just quick breakdown of the rules of the podcast. We're gonna watch the movie, and then few moments your time. We'll just share our thoughts, and we'll see you guys in a few moments.
Excuse me. Everybody down. Everybody on the ground now! Enjoy the rest of your day.
What if you just took off? Get up in the morning and go somewhere. Come on!
Okay, yes.
All units be on the lookout for a black Cadillac. Suspect's extremely dangerous.
Cadillac man, huh? The guy who called in. John Triton, his next Marine.
Meet a one-man strike force that never surrenders.
I tried to kill this guy twice today.
He just won't die.
John Cena.
What happened?
A Marine showed up, that's what.
That was our artistic interpretation of explosions. Because boy, there were a lot of them, like a comedic
Holy
amount of them.
Fuck. Like I could see Michael Bay watching this movie and blushing and going, dude, just hold back on this a bit. Like,
Hey, but here's the thing. They were like so timed so perfectly, like comedically, that it was like, I doubt that was the intention.
I don't even know. I think it might have been, because like the rest of the movie, like okay, we got to talk about like the tonal whiplash of this movie, because like sometimes it tries to be serious, but most of the time it has this like jokey, comedic, like cartoonishly wacky mood to it. Just between like the jokes and like the music. Oh my god, the music. Just
Well, which we'll talk about in just a sec, but because we actually have to unpack the music a little bit, because it actually, while watching it, we kind of went down a little bit of a rabbit hole. But yeah, like this is more like 90s action movie coded than I thought it would be. Like it's closer to like Armageddon than something like American Sniper.
yeah, like going into this, I thought it was going to be a lot of like early mid 2000s like uber patriotism, like just a corny just action schlock thing. Boy, is that not what we got.
No, not all. Like the only thing that it was is like the opening was they were in like Iraq, and then literally like that was it.
Yeah, like there wasn't really any patriotic undertones at all, aside from the fact that he would say, I'm a Marine or I was a Marine. Like that was the most we really got. Like there wasn't really a lot of like
No.
patriotism type stuff.
No, he just fought these vaguely, I guess, the Taliban or like Al Qaeda. Like it really wasn't clear, but it wasn't really that important. What was important was how absurdly like violent this movie is.
Oh my god. What?
Oh wait, does he have fucking superpowers?
9 hostiles, 3 Marines. Ghost 2, you are not to engage. Stop quick. No time.
How realistic.
What? Did we turn on the Terminator by mistake?
I think so. Like, holy shit. Oh my god. Holy shit.
Jesus, John.
You guys ready to go home?
Still not the most brutal thing he's done.
Imagine if he'd done this to Cody Rhodes.
Oh, of course, the explosion because America.
How do we get around him?
We don't.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Nice green screen, by the way.
I love the number of explosions made Michael Bay look like Wes Anderson in comparison.
Like, John Cena in this movie is the fucking Terminator. And like, we're not just saying that because Robert Patrick is in this movie. He is the fucking Terminator in this movie. Like, he survives shit that no normal human being should be surviving. And like, he is just like mowing people down.
And then you're like, this guy got discharged? I'm like, dude,
From the opening scene, you know exactly what kind of movie you're in for. When he goes fucking sicko mode on these terrorist guys.
like full sicko mode, like legit, like The actual quote-unquote war on terror might have been won if it was just John the Marine.
Yeah, which by the way, his character's name actually is John in this movie. And that threw me off so much whenever they just called him like John. That threw me off so much with his name actually just being John.
Well, maybe it is John Cena. It's just AU John Cena. He got isekai'd.
I mean, I can believe it.
But like the whole movie, like honestly, like the music topped off, which by the way, I have like the Wikipedia article opened up. So I saw this like during it. You guys will never believe who composed the music for this. Oh my god. So you're not gonna believe who did the music for this movie.
Oh god.
What is it?
You're gonna laugh at what it is. It's actually connected. Like our podcast is a cinematic universe, so the composer of this also did the music for The Matrix.
Oh no.
Come on, big guy. CD, DVD. If you want,
Oh no.
Fuck you.
I'm actually in tears. Holy crap.
So the composer for this movie,
Don Davis,
also did the soundtrack for The Matrix. In fact, he did the soundtrack for all of the Matrixes. And he also did the soundtrack for the live-action Tokyo Ghoul movie.
and Jurassic Park 3.
And Jurassic Park 3. Can't forget that.
Alan. You know what? I'm actually one of the few Jurassic Park 3 defenders, but that scene is goofy as fuck.
Yeah, probably would have fit in perfectly with this movie, in all honesty.
Truly. But oh my god, I don't even know how we unpack this.
Like I said, what I thought this movie was going to be going in, it absolutely is not. Why don't we start with this gang? This gang of the worst jewel thieves in existence.
We don't mean worst as in they're bad, as in worst in they're so comedically incompetent.
Oh my god, this is like cartoon. Like, these guys just stroll about the place, not concealing their identities, just opening fire on anything that moves. Supposedly they're part of this bigger operation, and it's like, how in the world have you people been going on this long and you're this trigger happy and this incompetent?
You gotta hit me. It's gotta look real. For the cops.
Wait, this guy's in on it too?
I apologize for that little outburst of anger I showed earlier. That's really more for dramatic purposes than anything else. I hope that what I've done here today doesn't force you to have a negative opinion of me or how you think I feel about the great state of South Carolina. Because I love it here. I do. I love the people. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Also, shouldn't he be covering his face? You're literally just strolling out in broad daylight, like... Oh.
Oh yeah, this is definitely supposed to be...
What?
Oh no! That's CG fire! I guess Robert Patrick is a cab now.
What? Too much?
To be honest, I kind of want him to win now.
I know, like, he's got the charisma, like, honestly loving him.
And it's like, the first thing we see is them just casually walking out of a bank that they just robbed. With, like, no masks, no attempts to conceal their identity. And the first thing they do is they open fire on a fucking cop car! And then shoot it with a fucking rocket launcher! And then later on at the gas station when John Cena's there with his wife, they just get into this conversation with a cop. And then one guy just shoots the cop in the back for no reason. These guys are all fucking psychotic, trigger-happy lunatics. How have they been successful? How have they been successful jewel thieves when they just kill anything that moves?
Especially Morgan, which, by the way,
we
is
need
the best character.
We need to dedicate a section to Morgan. Holy shit!
So legit, just for context, we actually had to pause the movie from laughing so hard, but we'll get to that in a second.
So Morgan is part of Robert Patrick's gang. Now, we'll get to Robert Patrick in a moment because he is delightful in this movie. But Morgan is like part of his gang, and oh my god, like his reactions to everything and like his facial expressions just adds so much magic to this. But the real core of his character is that he has like this crippling anxiety about rock candy.
Let's take a walk. Rock candy? Oh man, you know I hate rock candy.
Oh, that's right, because that one time.
Bro, what do you got against rock candy?
Ooh. Yeah. Walk it off, big guy. How'd you like that Benz I hooked you up with?
Like that.
Wait, what was
24 valve.
Wait, there's
What?
lore?
Formatic, all
Oh my god, there's...
What's not to like?
Do you like that?
I hate God. And rock candy.
What's this guy's deal with rock candy? What's his problem with rock candy? Yeah, put him in the thumbnail with like a big thing of rock candy. I love how they give this guy the character trait that he had some traumatic event with rock candy. All right, aside from Robert Patrick, this Morgan guy is low-key the best character in this movie.
He kind of is.
And it's like, why is this dude so fucking like traumatized by rock candy? And then towards the end of the movie, we finally find out the reason.
Or a group of country-ass crackers craving some man love.
It'll be fun, like summer camp.
What?
Boys don't camp.
Yeah, well, actually, I did go to camp once. I was 13 years old. And there was this camp counselor, cool, hunky Timothy.
Whoa, hold up.
Or as he liked to be called, Johnny Whiplash.
What?
What?
Well, tell us, Morgan, what did this Johnny Whiplash have to offer?
Well, first, he offered friendship. Then some rock candy.
Oh my fucking god.
And he offered me something.
No.
Oh my fucking god. No, pause it, please. I just... I should be laughing because that's actually kind of fucked up, but like... How does this keep happening?
I have tears in my eyes. It's like the second time I've cried. Holy shit. Oh my god.
Okay,
Why does this keep
third
happening?
week in a row, we gotta put Kendrick Lamar in the fucking thumbnail. Holy shit.
Oh my god. Okay, like legit. Oh my god. Okay. You good?
Holy fuck. So, apparently, when Morgan was a kid, he went to a camp, and the camp counselor there was
Hey Drake, I hear you like him young.
Yeah, pretty much. And the way he lured Morgan in was with rock candy.
I shouldn't be laughing at this.
Yeah, no, we should be laughing at this, but like the way that they play it off in the movie, they almost play it off as like a joke. Like he just spilled like this traumatizing secret, and then Robert Patrick was like, "Well, damn, buddy, good luck working through that. You want to go turn on the generator?" And then as soon as he walks out of the cabin, they all just smirk and start laughing.
And like Morgan looks so dejected.
Dude just admitted that he was molested. And you're like, damn, bro, sorry to hear that. You want to go do this hard labor for us? Like, holy fuck, dude. Oh, and then to top it all off, like 2 minutes later, John Cena kills Morgan.
Yeah, like literally guts him like a fish.
So, like, dude reveals that he was molested, and then 2 minutes later, he's dead. Like, just holy fuck. Oh, man.
If that doesn't tell you what kind of movie this is, I don't know what will.
Yeah, no, this, nothing that you think what this movie is going to be, just looking at the poster or seeing, like, the synopsis, nothing can prepare you for what this movie actually is. And let's segue then into Robert Patrick, because, oh my God.
Oh my God, yes.
Like, this guy eats up the scenery like it's a fucking cheeseburger. Oh my.
And not just any cheeseburger, the David Hasselhoff cheeseburger.
Oh my God. Just the energy and like the jokes and shit on this guy. It's you can tell he's having the time of his life in this movie. You can tell he's enjoying himself. Oh my Lord. I'm just thinking, I can't believe Al Pacino turned this down. Like,
yeah, legit.
Oh man. Like there's a part of this movie after they kidnap John Cena's wife where he like walks up to her, like Robert Patrick walks up to her and he's like, you know, it's a shame we could have been friends. And he's like starts making all these like weird looks with his face. And like then the wacky music starts playing. And it's like, what in the fuck is going on? This movie has the weirdest fucking tone. Like, so much of it is played off in almost this cartoonish, like, kooky kind of way. And then there's other moments where it just gets really, really fucked up. Like, and not just about, like, the rock candy shit, but, like, at the end when they're having, you know, John Cena and Robert Patrick, you know, Peacemaker versus the T-1000 are having their final battle. And then John Cena tosses Robert Patrick into the fire. He jumps into the water to go save his wife. He's given his wife CPR. And then Robert Patrick hops out of the fire. His face is fucking cooked.
Like, literally, like, you know, put a slice of cheese on it. Like, oh my God.
Like, he's looking like fucking Two-Face in The Dark Knight. And then John Cena, like, wraps up his neck with, like, a chain and then, like, tosses him and then, like, snaps his neck and that kills him. And it's like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, and by the way, the movie literally just ends like a minute after that.
Oh yeah. As soon as that happened, the cops show up, he hugs his wife, and then boom, credits.
I was like, oh, well then. I'm like, don't linger, I guess. Which, by the way, we have to talk about that fight more. That fight was insane. Like, we were joking earlier that it felt like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh yeah.
And so then Robert Patrick pulls off chainsaw.
Oh yeah. So to give context, there's a moment where John Cena gets kidnapped by these two, like, I guess, wannabe Walter Whites trying to cook meth, and they're like in this worn down shed, and it looks like something out of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And then later on, when like Cena and Robert Patrick are having their final battle, like, Robert Patrick grabs a fucking chainsaw. And then at one point, he tries, like, swinging it at John Cena. And John Cena just takes this wrench. And then he blocks the hit like it's a fucking anime scene. And, like, the chainsaw is going off. And it's like, holy shit. Just, oh, man. And then there are so many fucking explosions in this movie. Like, John Cena jumps out of 3 explosions.
And I love how he just does it like a swan dive.
Oh yeah, he swan dives out of the last one.
Oh my God. Like, even from the beginning, like an absurd amount of explosions. And the part every time it went on, I just burst into uncontrollable laughter.
Oh man. Oh God. Like, this movie, it would make Michael Bay blush with how much shit just blows up. Like, we get the gas station blowing up, we get like the Al Qaeda or Taliban headquarters blowing up, we get that shack blowing up, we get the fucking docks blowing up. Just everything is fucking exploding. And John Cena somehow survives all of it without like any burns at all.
Like, I don't even think he has any bruises. Like, he's just...
Like, dude is just tanking all this shit.
And here's the thing, like, John Cena's, like, characters, mostly it's him fighting, like, not so much acting, but honestly, for, like, what it was, like, the acting wasn't bad.
Oh, no. Like, I was expecting, like, a lot more, like, wooden, just nothing. But again, he's not really doing a lot of talking. He's mostly just reacting to everything. It's mostly Robert Patrick and his crew doing the talking. Honestly, I think we see more of them than we do of John Cena in this movie.
Yeah, like, it's really obvious that they're trying to, like, not put too much on Cena, that the objective of this movie is, okay, just make him look cool.
Yeah, definitely. Like, they don't have him talk for a long, long time. They mostly just have him beating everybody up. Like, there's one point where he's fighting one of Robert Patrick's henchmen, and like he hits him with the fucking Undertaker choke slam, and then follows it up with the Seth Rollins stomp. So it's like, oh, you had this in your arsenal all along, Cena, huh? Huh? So much for it just being 5 moves of doom. I'm just saying, if he doesn't break out those moves against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, I'm going to be disappointed.
I know, like, legit.
Oh man, but what else can you even talk about with this movie? Just,
I mean, the editing was kind of crazy, but like, kind of like, I would say quarter way through, it kind of chilled out a little bit.
Oh yeah, this movie had some hyperactive as hell, like, editing and like screen changing.
Also, like, the one other thing I kind of want to talk about, I'm like, I kind of expected there was going to be some ass shots because I'm like, you know, guess who? So, like, the producer. But, like, what was the thing with, like, Robert Patrick's, like, girlfriend or significant other or whatever? And then, like, her, you know, with John's wife. Oh, and then, by the way, can we talk about the beautiful resolution to her character arc?
Oh boy. They're in the car with John Cena's wife. No, they're in a truck. They're in a truck that they stole after they shot and killed like an innocent truck driver. Like, seriously, I don't know how these guys got away with all this shit.
Like, their body count for all this has to at least be 12.
Oh, I think it's over 12. And like, they even end up shooting their own guys a couple of times. Like, these dudes are fucking bloodthirsty. But anyway, so they're in the truck, they're checking out their diamonds. And then John Cena hops onto the back of the truck, climbs over, grabs the woman, and just pulls her out, throws her into another truck.
Damn, how big's this swamp?
Oh, and he just so happens to pull up to the marina where they just happen to show up at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Is he gonna, like, launch shit?
Oh, God. I think that's what they're gonna do. Oh, better get ready for that. Oh, no.
Oh, no, he's gonna launch onto the truck.
What the hell was that?
That was a Marine.
Oh my god!
Holy shit!
Oh, they're blood diamonds.
And then, like, all these diamonds, like, fall onto the floor and they end up getting, like, covered in blood. It's like, holy fuck!
It's, like, brutal, because they show her, like, hitting the windshield like a fucking bug.
Yeah, this like I said, for as goofy as this movie gets, it gets really brutal and fucked up at times too.
Just like the WWE.
That's why I'm saying, like, the tone of this movie is so all over the place. When the action is on, it gets brutal. But like when there's no action on, it's so like goofy and cartoonish. I'm sorry. This movie just had me at such a loss for words.
I know. I'm like trying to like have like some more coherent thoughts before we conclude everything. Like, so Cena said he didn't enjoy like his experience on this. I am genuinely curious what the hell happened.
Yeah, because it sure as hell looked like Robert Patrick was having fun.
Yeah, it's just like you said, this was not a movie I was expecting, because like when the 20th Century Fox music plays, you see like this hardcore black and white like American flag flowing in the background,
and then you just see John Cena's face pop up
with his uniform that barely fits him.
In his Marine uniform, and he gives a salute, and you're thinking, oh, we know exactly what kind of movie we're in for. No, you don't. You do not know what kind of movie you're in for. And I honestly just can't imagine why John Cena didn't want to come back for the other 5 movies.
But yeah, this movie, and we were saying this right before we came back, of all the ones we've covered so far, I think this might be my favorite, just because it's like so dumb, but it's like the kind of dumb, like The Room dumb, that it's so endearingly dumb.
Yeah, no, like before this, my favorite one was The Dragon Lives Again. But like with that movie, I was only dying laughing like at the end. With this movie, it was like we had to pause at one point because we were just astonished.
Yeah, we were gone. Yeah, we were just straight gone. Like we just were like inconsolable for like 3 minutes.
Like it was the part where like Morgan started talking about like his backstory, and as soon as he talked about like he tried to lure me with friendship and then with rock candy, that was a moment we just had to stop. We just had to stop.
We both collectively just went, oh no. It's happening again. How is this happening 3 weeks in a row?
This is the third freaking one where I think we have to use Kendrick Lamar in the thumbnail. Like, I don't know how this keeps happening. This is the second week in a row where we have a jewel thief who kidnaps a woman to some wacky music. And now it's the third movie in a row where we get some serious
bad touch vibes.
Which, again, considering who executive produced this,
yeah, like some of it, like admittedly, like some of the stuff with like the like casual homophobia is admittedly a little bit yikes, but then it's like 2006, but explosions.
I can't imagine what the other 5 are like.
I might have to deep dive on those because I'm genuinely curious.
Oh my god. Like, I cannot imagine how this shit evolves over time.
I mean, you hit perfection like the first try, so I'm like, how do you get better than that? Like, I don't think you can.
But yeah, if you could find a nice non-crusty version somewhere, I would definitely recommend.
Oh yeah, we had the crustiest version that we had to start and stop multiple times in multiple files, and it sounds like it came from LimeWire.
Yeah, we were dealing with some severe crust. There was so much crust this movie, it sold SpongeBob's soul for 62 cents.
Mr. Krabs, how could you do that?
You think I could have gotten more?
You know, the nice thing about this is, like, for a movie called The Marine, it's, like, so apolitical. Like, literally, I feel like anyone could enjoy this. So if you, like, want a movie that's, you just turn off your brain and are just entertained, honestly, there's kind of very few movies that I feel like kind of fit that bill. Like, and the story was simple enough, and it didn't get to the point where, like, a lot of bad movies go, where it's like, this convoluted thing. It was just dumb. And I think that's nice.
Yeah, like, I thought this movie was going to be one thing, and it turned out to be something completely different. And honestly, I kind of vibe with it.
I do too. And see, this is one of the reasons why we do this podcast, because I feel like bad, I'm trying to say this, it's like, it has like the certain connotation of being bad. This sounded better in my head. But the point that I'm trying to make is that something being bad or like not good doesn't necessarily have to be like something negative. That you can find a lot of joy from stuff that, you know, in terms of like quality, probably not the best, but like honestly, for like a film of this budget, it doesn't look terrible. It's, other than the music, I mean, the music's good. It doesn't fit, but it's good. Like, the editing overall is fine. The way that it's filmed is fine. If you're just looking for, you know, a good, bad movie that's, like, a decent quality, you know, a little step up from something that's kind of low rent, like Birdemic or whatever, I would pop this in.
Yeah, this is the perfect, like, just turn off your brain for, like, an hour and a half and just enjoy watching John Cena leap out of explosions again and again and again.
It doesn't get old. It gets better every single time, which is what's amazing.
Like, it got to the point where just seeing John Cena's face against the explosions, it was just like, just cracking up.
God, he's doing cash.
Seriously, I am stunned that Michael Bay had no part in this, because like, this is like, this would make Transformers blush. Get off!
Well, at least she's not potentially on fire anymore.
And what's another explosion? So the third fucking time today he's jumped out of an explosion.
Oh, at least we know where this movie's budget went. I know probably a lot of them are CG, but also probably quite a few of them are real, because I don't think there were that many like fire simulations back then, so I'm kind of thinking maybe that's one of the reasons why John Cena hates this movie.
Oh yeah, imagine they actually forced him to like jump away from an explosion.
Knowing who the producer was, that's probably what happened.
God, you know what? I just don't know how we've never gotten an angle where Robert Patrick and his gang like show up to a WWE show and attack John Cena. Hey, if they really want to catch people off guard with that main event of WrestleMania, I'm just saying, you could do worse.
I mean, I love me some Robert Patrick, so you could definitely do worse. But yeah, hopefully by the time we get this out, it should be WrestleMania week or close enough to it. So please watch that. It's good, dumb fun. And before you say like, oh, wrestling's, you know, scripted, it's not real, I'm like, yeah, like the WWE like admitted that in the 80s in legal filings. It's performance art, just like this movie. So, Gio, where can everyone find you?
Well, if you want to hear some of my dumb thoughts on wrestling and whatnot, you can find me on Blue Sky at evking13.bluesky.social, if you so desire.
And then you can find me at crazylemur.bsky.social. I'm also on Instagram at Lemurs Rule 1, slowly getting more puppy content out and like other stuff. Also got some freelance I've been doing, so that's kind of popping around. I have that pinned to my profile, so if you want to check it out, you can. If you don't, I'll never know, so that's fine with me. Anyway, thank you for tuning into this episode of Lake Rap. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye. Oh no, Morgan, no!
Can't believe they had this guy admit to being molested, and then 5 minutes later he gets killed by John Cena.
God.
I can't believe this.